Obviously, another critical component is a network. So in addition to the virtual machines, we have an Azure network. An Azure network is a representation of a physical network that you might have. If we take a look at this slide right here, we can see that I have, for example, my overall Azure infrastructure. Within my Azure infrastructure, I can mirror my physical infrastructure, such as my subnets. So maybe this is a 10.0.0.0 network, and I've got two subnets, 10.0.1.0 and 10.0.2.0. Or maybe my two subnets. And I apologize, my writing wasn't that great on that one. But they represent my physical infrastructure, so I have both a front end and a back end. And you can use this for a couple of different reasons. For example, let's say that you want to pick your data center up. You want to close your physical data center. You want to pick it up and just drop it right in Azure. By creating virtual networks and virtual subnets, you don't need to change your underlying configuration. Your domain controllers can have the same IP address they had on your local hardware as they have in Azure. Your servers can have the same IP addresses. All your scripts and your routing can all work in Azure just as it did on your local data center. You can also choose to do this for security reasons or management. Between subnets, you can implement filtering rules to say that only certain ports or protocols are allowed to go from one subnet to another. And so by breaking it up, you get that flexibility and you get that capability. Some of the benefits of Azure Virtual Networks, they are isolated from each other. They are not physically connected. They are connected via logical virtual networks. All have access to the public internet. You can implement network security groups and gateways to control access, or you can rely on Azure to control access. You don't have to worry about DNS. Azure provides basic name resolution services. So by putting a VM on a virtual network in Azure, DNS is automatic. Now you can still put your own DNS in there, or you can leverage Azure DNS, or you can even point it at a DNS in your own data center, but you don't have to. Azure provides DNS services for you. You have a full set of rules. You don't need to get into, for example, router and switch configuration to filter traffic. You can do it right there in the Azure portal, implement the same kinds of rules that you would have normally done on a switch or a router there via the web portal. And then you can connect your own network to the Azure network via VPNs. Now, VPNs are not the only option. There's something called ExpressRoute, which we'll talk about in a later module. And there's also ways of connecting two VNets in two different regions. And also, you can VPN directly into your Azure network. So there's a number of connection options available.